mind. How many children does she have? And all he kept saying to me was, she's such a good mom. She's such a good mom. And he repeated it twice. Perfect. How many children are there? That's why he repeated it twice. As my guide said, it has to do with how many times he repeated it. And he keeps saying, there's 3 of them, there's 3 of them, there's 3 of them. Meaning he watches over the 3 of you and your 2 children. Do you understand? Perfect. Because that's why he said, she's such a good mom, she's such a good mom. My guide said he said it twice because he was trying to talk about each individual child to me, because that's why he was saying it. And then he kept saying, I watch over the 3 of them. You and your 2 children. Good. He's, do you understand why he's saying to me that he wasn't afraid?
If we had like 3 or 4 more like that.
That he wasn't afraid?
Nice.
Because he's saying to me, I wasn't afraid. And they need to know that. Do you feel like you tried to have a goodbye with him, but it wasn't the way you fully wanted to? Because all he keeps saying to me is, my daughter feels like she didn't get to say everything to me that she wanted to say, and I didn't have a chance either, and then he makes me feel like there's no vocalization, okay? That can mean that you saw him just before and you didn't have a chance to say goodbye, or that it happened so suddenly that you didn't get the chance at all. Do you understand? Perfect. Sometimes they're very, very, very strong and very specific, like the girl that I was reading here earlier with her grandfather John. And then sometimes they just say statements to me, and sometimes they can say a statement to me or give me a validation and it only means one thing. Sometimes they can say a statement to me and it can mean 3 or 4, and then I have to give you all the examples. Okay? Good. He is, I'm being told I just have him for another minute. So much more. I want you to come talk to me after it's over. Okay? So much more that I know he wants to say to both of you and validate, but I feel like there's something I need to tell you guys afterwards. Okay? She needs to know that I love her. He's thanking me for listening to him.
What is it, 49 what?
He, again, is thanking you for bringing her, so he could say happy birthday to her on her birthday. Do you understand? Good. I can see the peaceful wings in front of his chest. He's going into his younger state. So he's showing me himself at the age of 30. And he's saying to me, if you were here, you would choose it too. That's what he just said. Just telling you. So what happens, sometimes he'll show me what they look like before the passing, and then for whatever reason he's showing me his younger state, and that's okay. So I'm seeing him what he looks like around the age of 30. He keeps saying to me he's great. He said, I'm grateful for the time. There's so much more I have to say to her that I didn't have a chance to. But she needs to know that I love her, and I need to say thank you to her, meaning thank you for bringing her just to be able to have just a few minutes with him. Again, I didn't even touch the surface with him, and I took my time with him because he just came through just really slow, and that's okay. And it might just be that he's getting adjusted to the energy of not only the connection with me, but just the visitation with all of you. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it's easy for them, sometimes it's not. Every person is different. Just like we all have our different personalities here, we all adjust differently and have our own things that we have to go through on the other side, not only as far as life lessons, but just adjustments in general as well. Do you understand? Good. Wonderful. And he just said, I love you both. I want you to come to me at the end, because there's something that I want to tell you. Okay? So he's starting to pull his energy out. Okay, I'm being told I'll have Robert for a minute, but I know it's more about this is her first time. Do you understand? Have you heard from him before? Okay, good. So it might be that it's not only about her first time experiencing this, but it's about both of you actually having the chance to talk to him for the very first time. Do you understand? Okay, good. And he keeps saying my daughters. Who's the older one? Because he goes, she's the old one. Did you see me rubbing your arm first? I'm like, don't give secrets away. Because he's saying to me, my oldest daughter and my younger. Do you understand? Perfect. So it's his way of acknowledging who's older. It's also his way of acknowledging that you had a little more time with him than she did. So if he starts telling me old stories or anything like that, that's okay. Again, there's 6 people standing behind him. Okay, so I'm going to say an image to you, and I don't know if you guys are going to recognize it, because it could be someone from the older generation, but I see a really old Ford pickup truck. Really old Ford pickup truck. All right, I'm just going to leave it, because I don't know who it's coming from, but somebody makes me feel like I want to get in and go for a ride. Again, it's probably just the older generation stepping in with him. It's like really old. It's like, looks like 1950s. That was his? Perfect. Good. I'm like, I've never seen an old 1950 Ford truck, but why are you showing me that? It's his? Perfect. Okay, good. So I'm asking him to step in. He's saying his name is Robert. For whatever reason, he's showing me this vehicle. Sometimes they'll show me their favorite things in life. And it might just be a validation because it's something that you guys remember from the childhood, because he was making me feel like she's the older sister. Do you understand it? He just asked me to call him Bob. And I'm smelling really strong cigar smoke. There's a gentleman behind him. No, there's a gentleman behind him that I'm smelling really strong cigar smoke from. So I'm going to leave it because I know it's a father energy for him, but it could be father or grandfather. So whether it's cigar or pipe, like I'm smelling it really strong. So I'm going to leave that for a minute. Remember how I said there's 6 people just behind him? It's just me feeling the supportive energy. I see this big Ford truck and he makes me feel like I want to get in it. Why? I don't know why he's showing me that. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember being in that vehicle? But you remember it. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it because it could be a secondary validation. Sometimes I'll just pick up little simple things from their life as far as things that they enjoyed when they first step in as far as their personality. So it's probably just his way of trying to make me feel the personality, and that's okay. But it sounds like you guys recognized it, so that's fine. So I'm just asking him to politely remove that from my vision because that's all I want to do is get in this truck. I'm asking him what he wants to say. It's making me rub my knees. He's the one that's having the issues with the knees right now. Okay. Does he keep saying, talk about his knees? Is this your husband? Yeah. He's making me rub my knees. He's having issues with his knees. Has he been going to the doctors about it? Because he keeps saying to me, check up, check up, check up. That's how I know. Has there been discussion about surgery? He keeps saying to me, surgery needs to come. Do you understand that? Because he's making me touch my knees. He keeps saying surgery needs to come, and he keeps saying him to me. That's how I know it's for your hubby. Do you understand? Good, you recognize it. So it's something he's seeing with watching over the 2 of you, because he's watching over you in spirit, that it's his agreeance to you for, do you understand? Perfect, good. Who's John to you? Okay. All right, I keep getting John, but it could be an older generation. Okay, perfect. So I keep getting, you understand it? John passed? Okay, well, it's okay. They make me look at her because she's attached to you, and then I keep getting John. So that's his brother? Okay, perfect. So remember how I said there's 6 people behind him? For whatever reason, there's a second John tonight. So there's Robert. He's saying to me his name is Bob, and then I keep hearing John, John, John. Do you understand? He was passed before him? Perfect. Do you understand that? Because as family members start to step in, they'll make me feel who passed before who. Just like when I was reading the other table before and they were validating who passed before who earlier. Perfect. So it's his way of acknowledging that he passed before him. Good. But he's here for the support, so you guys have a minute with him. And I'm being told it's just going to be a minute, and then they're going to pull him out because they're trying to get me to 1 or 2 more people. Because they're saying to me they're going to have to close me down soon because people are losing their energy. But all he keeps saying to me is, I wanted him to have extra time with them. That's why I stepped forward, meaning he's helping him because his energy was running low. And he keeps saying to me, I wanted them to know who I was standing with as well. Perfect, good. Even though there's 2 women here, 3 gentlemen, his brother and him, because that's the 6 people, okay? And I don't know who the 2 women are, so I'm just going to leave them for a minute, okay? There's 2 women and there's 4 men with him, because there were 6 behind. But the brother energy is stepping forward saying his name is John, meaning he's the one giving the supportive energy right now. Tell my daughters I love them. Tell her that the surgery is coming up and that he needs to do it. Okay. He doesn't want to do it. That's why he's saying it needs to be done. Okay. So it's his way of saying that he sees that conversation's happening. There's the agreements and it needs to happen. And I feel like it's some kind of like replacement almost. Do you understand? Perfect. Okay. Good. What's with the struggle with arthritis? Okay, because he keeps saying talk about the arthritis to you, but having problems. Okay, are you on medication for it? He just showed me the medication bottle. He said, tell her to go to the doctors and get it switched. It's going to help. I'm just telling you. He said, talk about the arthritis, meaning he was validating the health issue with your husband. He said, talk about the arthritis with her. He shows me the medication bottle, and he's saying to me, tell her to get it switched. It's going to help. So whether that's just a different dosage or a different medicine, you feel like, do you understand it? Do you feel like you've been doing okay with it? Because he's saying to me, she feels like she's been doing okay with it, but this is going to be better for her. It's not going to be as painful for her as far as what she's going through with the arthritis. Is there stuff in your hand too? Because he's saying to me, talk about what she's going through in her hands, because I see it's been really painful for her. Do you understand it? Okay, good. So it's just his acknowledgement that he sees that that's something that's kind of set in now. So this other medication is going to help alleviate some of that. Do you understand? Good. I don't know why he's just making it all about you guys today, and that's okay. And you know, I never control what they do. Sometimes they're like, this is my name, this is how I pass, say this date. You know, they're hiding this, they're wearing this, whatever. And then other times it's just all about you, and it's just his way of acknowledging that he's watching over all of you. He keeps saying they're in the box. What's the stairs? Is there like an attic? He goes, look there. Is that where you thought they were? Okay. He makes me feel like I'm climbing the stairs, and I feel like I'm going into an attic. Is there 2 or 3 uniforms missing? Because I feel like the stack is only about this big. And there's a couple medals. Because he makes me do this, and it's more than one. That's what he's making me feel. I feel like I'm pulling stairs down almost. It's just their way of saying I gotta climb the stairs to get there. Is that where you thought they would be? Okay. I just keep getting look harder. Because he'd like to have them. I'm being told as keepsakes, but it's more about the medals more than anything. Do you understand it? Who has the flag? Perfect. Because he said, they already have the flag, that's taken care of. Do you understand it? Is it kept in the triangle? Because he's showing me the triangle. That's how I know it's preserved and it's protected. Because some people will take the flag and hang it on the wall. Some people will take it and actually fly it. Some people will just have it packed away. But he shows me it's preserved in the triangle. So all I keep getting is look harder.
I've never seen like that.
What's with the X?
And it's his birthday.
Yeah. Okay, you understand it? Because he keeps saying to me, it's not the only one, and then I feel like I want to do this. Do you understand? It's his validation that he sees them. Perfect. Because he's trying to make me feel like I want to draw the other one. Do you understand it? Good. But I feel like I want to do this. It's just the way he's given it to me. And that's okay. Is it just that letter? Perfect. That's all it is. Good. Wonderful. So it's his way of saying that he recognizes both of them, which is great. Are you married to him? He said, isn't she a lovely bride for him? And it's his way of saying that you guys really approve of her, and how much he approves of her, and how how much he sees that they're good for each other. Do you understand it? And I keep having him say that he likes the two of them together and they make each other happy. Huh? Good. Perfect. He's saying he's doing this, saluting not only because of the uniforms and the medals, but he keeps saying to me he needs to know that I'm proud of him. And it means a lot that he wants those items of mine. He's done a wonderful job. He gave his name and everything, which is great. He's saying to me, I see the whole family, including her husband that needs the knee. Perfect. All right, he's pulling his energy out. He's just on and on and on and on and on. I could feel like I'd go for him. And I know there's other stuff he would have validated, but you guys stepped in and asked your questions for him, and that's okay. It just means that he answered your questions for you instead of the rest of the stuff he would have said, which means he would have probably made me feel the health or a date or anything like that. So he's stepping back out. I can see the peaceful wings in front of his chest. He's making me feel nothing but love for all of you, which is wonderful. All right, he's starting to go. Okay, Margaret. Because they're saying